I the way I did it. Yo. Jaja.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alfred Dawes, and this is UC on Life Support. In our first two episodes, we outlined the history and regional significance of the UHWI, the infrastructure and supplies crisis, and the staffing concerns. Today, we connect these failures to the system that enables them, procurement. This is about how public money disappears, how basic needs go unmet, while millions are spent elsewhere. Long before the Auditor General's report landed in Parliament, the staff at the UHWI were asking the same questions we are asking now. In one letter, consultants formally requested further information regarding what the procurement process entails. They wanted to know who are the persons responsible for generating the needs list that guide the procurement process. Do consultants and frontline staff have any say in what items are required and ordered? Are the procurement documents available as public records, past and present? These are not technical questions. These are governance issues. If the people treating patients don't know who decide what the hospital buys, how then can procurement reflect clinical priorities? The answer, as we know now, is that it simply doesn't. The consultants documented that despite the lack of basic equipment and supplies, there seems to be a strong motivation by the hospital management to procure items that have not been requested.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. No, what can go so? Yo, I have to touch upon look at this tonight. Trust me, like right now. I can't believe I'm here.
By senior medical staff. They wrote plainly, this raises questions regarding financial and accounting practices of the hospital. The Auditor General confirmed every single concern that the staff had raised.
Jesus.
And even worse,
Wow.
UHWI failed to provide procurement documentation for 51 contracts valued at $521 million. No requisitions, no tender documents, no bid submissions, no evaluation reports, nothing. The Auditor General stated that this served to corrupt the process engaged to procure goods, services, and works. But the problems went deeper. The UHWI routinely engaged in what the Auditor General called retrospective procurement, inviting suppliers to bid for goods and services after they had already been delivered and the works already completed. The bid invitations implied that a legitimate competitive process had taken place when in fact the outcome was already predetermined. If this sounds familiar, it is due to the fact that another Ministry of Health and Wellness scandal recently featured payment for services after the fact but were labeled as reimbursements. Examples of this included the purchase of 41 laptops and renovations to multiple facilities, the staff clinic, the occupational building, doctor's quarters, daycare nursery, wards 17 to 20, and the Wi-Fi building, valued at a whopping $69.2 million,
Jesus.
where the UHWI only began inviting bids after the goods were delivered and the works completed.
My
The hospital
goodness.
also spent $186,600 on consultants supposedly to develop strategic and operational reviews. Yet, when the auditors asked for the approved strategic plans done by those consultants, they could not be provided. Money paid out and nothing to show for it. Absolutely nothing. The UHWI misused its status to import $76 million worth of goods for 4 private companies, costing taxpayers $23.1 million in lost revenue. In one case, the hospital imported cups and dishes for a private company, then purchased those same items back for $6.9 million. In another, waste bins worth $6.6 million were imported for a private entity, saving them $3 million in duties. Then, the UHWI turned around and bought the bins back for $11 million
Jesus.
and covered the remaining import duties of nearly $1 million.
No. We have to go back. No, we just say a while ago. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening in our beloved country of Jamaica? What can go so? Christopher Tufton, all under your watch. Let me see that. No, wait. No. Hold on.
$76 million worth of goods.
Yes.
For 4 private companies, costing taxpayers $23.1 million
Yes.
in lost revenue. In one case, the hospital imported cups and dishes for a private company, then purchased those same items back for $6.9 million. In another, waste bins worth.
So how much them buy for? How much them buy the $6.6 million worth of something for? Hold on, wait.
$6.6 million were imported for a private entity, saving them $3 million in duties. Then the USWI turned around and bought the bins back for $11 million.
No, man. Me want somebody explain to me that maths here. Make this make sense.
$6 million worth of goods for 4 private companies, costing taxpayers $23.1 million in lost revenue. In one case, the hospital imported cups and dishes for a private company, then purchased those same items back for $6.9 million. In another, waste bins worth...
Yo, brother, what? No. Wait. Hold on, Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes. This can't real. People, me stuck. Hold on there. Wait. Like and share up the video. Adi, what you deal with? Say that slow for me, Mr. Alfred Dawes. Say it slow. What you say now?
To import $76 million worth of goods for 4 private companies, costing taxpayers $23.1 million in lost revenue. In one case, the hospital imported cups and dishes for a private company, then purchased those same items back for $6.9 million. In another, waste bins worth $6.6 million were imported for a private entity, saving them $3 million in duties. Then the USWI turned around and bought the bins back for $11 million and covered the remaining import duties of nearly $1 million.
Yo, somebody I forgot prison for this, bro. Yeah, man, people I forgot prison for this. Somebody need to go to prison for this. See documentation there, you know. The combined CIF value of the imports highlighted above and procurement activities totaling $76.6 million, with a total tax revenue, right? At least let me blow it up for you, because I want to see it, you know. I want to see it. Hold on there. Let me start my show here, so. I want to see this. 100% I want to see this. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, guys. Wow. Turn around the camera, boy. Turn around the camera. Go up on the next page. Go up on the next page. Let me zoom in on this. Alright. When I can't see full screen. No, alright, pre that now. See there? So overall, right? Turn the camera again. No, I don't want a problem. Hold on there. Who that? What go on? Good night, how you doing? You couldn't call me? I joke me, I make my fault say. Me not do no, well, not my fault say me not do no live today. Man, listen. Life was life in today here. I had to take care of some business. Anyway. Anyway.
Hey, listen, you're 19 and understanding scripture like a theologian, while I'm still sitting quietly during church discussions at 50? Spill the secret. I use the Duomo app. At 50? Spill the secret. I use the Duomo.
So what going on, sir? Why me can't go to my live chat? Yo, that's crazy. Why are you doing me like that? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. Alright, now. Yes, and let me just pin this. Alright. Who that now? Angela. Good night, Angela. Blessings, everybody. Mighty God. Wow. This is so interesting. This is so crazy right now. So, overall, a combined CIF value, right, of the imports above and the procurement activities totaling $76.6 million in, with a total tax revenue foregone of $20.3 million, in addition to a $2.9 million in remaining taxes and additional charges incurred by the UHWI relating to those imports, brings the total loss to $23 million. These actions highlight significant gaps in management and oversight of the UHWI use of its tax exemption privileges. The detail of each scenario are outlined in case study 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I forget this thing. I owe that again. No, this is beyond. This is beyond me. This is beyond me. No, yesterday these are the type of things I don't business what nobody want to say. If you labor right, they're not gonna call for Christopher Tufton resignation. None of the labor right, them don't deal with me, don't talk to me. You know in a real life. If you're not aware of this and you are not calling for Christopher Tufton resignation, just after this alone, don't deal with me. Don't deal with me. I tell you straight. This is incredible. Incredible.
And bought the bins back for $11 million and covered the remaining import duties of nearly $1 million. Again, we have seen this pattern before. Remember that neurosurgical drill that was bought by the Southeast Regional Health Authority and brought in duty-free, saving the company millions of dollars in taxes, and later sold to the same Sarah for $31 million? Is there a common thread to all this? We must ask. The UHWI scandal is not isolated. It is a part of a systemic procurement crisis across the Ministry of Health and Wellness. In October 2025, the Integrity Commission released a damning report on the ministry's misuse of direct contracting, a procurement method meant only for contracts under $500,000 or in genuine emergencies. The commission found that 15 contracts totaling $78.6 million were awarded using direct contracting in direct breach of the Ministry of Finance guidelines. The report also found that the minister created a perceived conflict of interest and that he appeared to advance private interests. While the commission stopped short of calling it
people are all that. They're all that. My God. People, who is this?
advance private.
No, sir.
While the commission stopped short of calling it criminal, it described the conduct as ethically problematic. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the same pattern was seen. An Auditor General report found that the Ministry of Health and Wellness made payments totaling $337 million to 7 hotels for quarantine facilities.
Wait. You mean to tell me, you say, all in a pandemic, backside, yo, big up Mr. Alfred does.
But yet, they only had formal contracts with only one. The 6 providers without contracts received a total of $293 million. The ministry also paid $124 million to 8 suppliers for infrastructural works without any contracts in place and did not report this to the National Contracts Commission.
Wow.
Justification for using direct contracting.
Wow.
There were also regulatory breaches in the preparation of payment vouchers, with the Auditor General noting weaknesses in controls over the COVID-19 fixed asset acquisitions and an inability to confirm how $174 million transferred to other agencies was used. The absence of procurement documents to justify the $561 million spent at UWI is a cause for concern, especially in light of overpricing and manipulation of the bidding process seen in the Ministry of Health.
Yo, people, when you like and share that video, you hear? Make me touch this back a little bit there.
Auditor General noting weaknesses in controls over the COVID-19 fixed asset acquisitions and an inability to confirm how $174 million transferred to other agencies was used. The absence of procurement documents to justify the $561 million spent at UE is a cause for concern, especially in light of overpricing and manipulation of the bidding process seen in the Ministry of Health. There was a $31 million neurosurgical drill purchased for the Bustamante Hospital for Children in 2025 that highlighted this practice. I then raised serious questions about the procurement process, alleging that the drill was overpriced and that bid manipulation had occurred. I also pointed out that comparable neurosurgical drills are available internationally for a fraction of the cost, between $3 million and $5 million. Yet SARA, the Southeast Regional Health Authority, approved a $31 million purchase as a result of the vendors breaking up the drill set and pricing each component, even the power cord, separately. Court documents filed by the supplier reveal that the Ministry of Health itself was the importer of the drill and that the procurement was facilitated through standard operating procedures.
Wow.
Yet SARA, in its public statements, never disclosed the ministry's role in facilitating the import. Despite the threats of lawsuits that I received that my allegations were false and defamatory, this procurement of the neurosurgical drill is currently being investigated by the Integrity Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, you mean there's more? You mean to tell me, say, Christopher Tufton, mighty God. Yo, this is crazy, you know? People at episode 3, this, you know? My Jesus.
Minister, who after the Integrity Commission exposed the improper $80 million contracts, spoke about strengthening procurement practices. The same minister who assured the country that systems were sound, even as scandal after scandal emerged. So how does this really work? How do you award hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts with no documentation whatsoever? How do you bypass competitive bidding, misuse tax exemptions, and overpay for basic equipment, all while telling the public that everything is fine? Well, here's the playbook. 1. Sideline the clinicians. Keep the frontline doctors and consultants, nurses, and the end users out of the procurement decision-making process. That way, the needs list reflects management priorities, not patient care and staff priorities. If they are to be included, give them an option that is impossible to select when compared with the option that you want to be seen as chosen through a process that is above board. 2. Use retrospective procurement. Award contracts, receive
Nuds. Now eat me dinner.
works, then hold a fake bidding process after the fact
Some
to
hallelujah.
create the appearance of compliance. 3. Abuse emergency provisions.
Hold on there. Nuts. This is too important. Hold on there.
And consultants, nurses, and the end user
No man, go back. Tell us how them abuse the procurement, my boss.
procurement practice. The same minister who assured the country that systems were sound, even as scandal after scandal emerged. So how does this really work?
Whoa.
How do you award hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts with no documentation whatsoever? How do you bypass competitive bidding, misuse tax exemptions, and overpay for basic equipment, all while telling the public that everything is
It's
fine?
fine.
Well, here's the playbook. 1. Sideline the clinicians.
Yes.
Keep the frontline doctors and consultants, nurses, and the end users out of the procurement decision-making process. That way, the needs list reflect management priorities, not patient care and staff priorities. If they are to be included, give them an option that is impossible to select when compared with the option that you want to be seen as chosen through a process that is above board. 2. Use retrospective procurement. Award contracts, receive goods, complete works, then hold a fake bidding process after the fact to create the appearance of compliance.
Wow.
3. Abuse emergency provisions. Use the direct contracting and single source methods for contracts that should go to competitive tender, citing urgency even when no genuine emergency exists.
Wow.
4. Don't keep records. If there are no contracts, no evaluation reports, no procurement files, then auditors cannot prove anything was done improperly. 5. Protect the powerful. When scandals break, create a review committee to kill the story, issue vague statements about procedural improvements, and wait for the news cycle to move on.
Mighty God.
6. Splinter the contracts so they do not meet the threshold for further interrogation. This is how a ministry gets away with financial murder.
Mighty God.
This is not about one drill, one hospital, or one scandal. This is about a system designed and maintained to reward the connected and punish the honest. A system where $521 million can be spent without a single piece of documentation, where tax exemptions meant to protect the patients are used to enrich private companies, and where the minister responsible continues to insist that everything is highly and under control.
Wow.
In the next episode, we look at the people at the center of this system, the Manchester boys they call them, and how their leadership has created a culture where
Wow.
speaking up is dangerous and accountability is optional.
Wow.
I am Dr. Alfred Dawes, and this has been UC on life support.
Wow. Wow. No, people. Dr. does not play with them. Antonio Wagwan. Dr. does not play with them, bro. Dr. does not play with them, bro. The Manchester boys. Hey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alfred Dawes.
Jetline. Better late than never.
And this is UC on life support. So far in this series, we have been looking at the problems that have plagued the University Hospital of the West Indies. Problems that have been highlighted by the recently concluded Auditor General's report. Problems with the management of the institution. Issues with procurement irregularities that have resulted in the loss of tax revenue, as well as $500 million unaccounted for by paperwork associated with the procurement process. To understand how we got here, we have to take a step back to 2 years ago to look what happened to culminate in this current management system that is overseen by a CEO that was not considered initially by the board, that was fired by the minister.
What?
On December 7, 2023, after meeting with the board, the health minister announced that he was dissolving the UHWI board, citing a clash of personalities and levels of dysfunctionality. The move followed the resignation of the board chairman, Wayne Chai-Chong, effective December 4, 2023. But that is only the ministry's version of events. The former chairman publicly rejected the claim that the board was dysfunctional and instead accused the minister of ministerial interference and overreach in the work of the hospital board, particularly around the recruitment of a new CEO. According to Chai-Chong's account, the board had embarked on a global search for a modern professional CEO for the UHWI. Over 30 qualified individuals were shortlisted, interviewed, and rigorously assessed. From that pool, the board selected a highly experienced candidate from the United Kingdom, a world-class CEO who specialized in turning around complex hospital systems. The now CEO, although he was not qualified nor shortlisted, he was given courtesy of an interview.
Someone next, Dennis Chung this. Me backside. No, brother. Me know say me go pray a couple extra prayer tonight. Them man have to go, brother. Them man have to go. There's nobody who can defend this. You don't need to say it. You just need to listen to the facts. And anyway, thinking Jamaican can come up with the conclusion. In the court of public opinion, this is enough. Christopher should have been fired. As a matter of fact, make the court decide whether or not he should go to prison. I right to say that. You understand? He's responsible at the end of the day for all of it. All of it. And here comes the foundation of it. Why, boy, man, you know what? Let me play a tape here, man.
One he unfortunately failed. The selected candidates flew to Jamaica on a familiarization visit. When she requested a meeting with a senior member of staff at the university hospital, she was snubbed. Staff recount that a senior director refused to meet her at the initial set of meetings arranged, sending a clear signal that she was not welcome.
Wow.
The minister, by some accounts, met with her, but that meeting was not friendly. The result of those meetings
Who meet to that?
was not welcome. Arranged, sending a clear signal that she was not welcome.
Right.
The minister, by some accounts, met with her, but that meeting was not friendly.
Oh, the minister. I wonder if we could get that lady's testimony about how she was treated when she was here. Or that individual. I wonder if Dr. Dawes has that in his back pocket. I really would love to hear from that individual. Because this person has a record, right? A booming record that makes them qualified. They flew to Jamaica, right? That's what I'm hearing. They flew to Jamaica, right? Well, on there, man. Let me see what I'm going to say.
But that is only the ministry's version of events.
Right.
The former chairman publicly rejected the claim that the board was dysfunctional and instead accused the minister of ministerial interference and overreach in the work of the hospital board, particularly around the recruitment of a new CEO. According to Chai Chong's account, the board had embarked on a global search for a modern professional CEO for the UHWI.
Yes.
Over 30 qualified individuals were shortlisted, interviewed, and rigorously assessed.
Right.
From that pool, the board selected a highly experienced candidate from the United Kingdom.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So the person is from the United Kingdom. Let me tell you something. You see the United Kingdom, if you know anything about the United Kingdom, when it comes to standard, in many things, they're not perfect. They don't play. They don't play. They don't play about things like that, like medical, medicine, standards and them, something, the hospitals and everything. They don't really play. They don't. No, listen. So we got a chance to get somebody from there with that experience. And what happened?
CEO who specialized in turning around complex hospital systems. The now CEO, although he was not qualified nor shortlisted, he was given courtesy of an interview. One he unfortunately failed.
So him failed the interview. Him not qualified. Well, that's why I failed. Wow. Father God, please take your case. May I beg you. Father God, we need you, And Father God, you know so we need you. Me know so we need you. And you know so me know so we need you. Father God, we need you, We need you. We need you to open my eyes to my people, them, Father God, in a Jamaica. That is still blind. You see one of them we just support criminals. Father God, we can't help them. But you see, one of them are genuinely blinded by spiritual warfare. Father God, may I beg of you, just open the eyes, the veil over their eye, Father God. Because let this open them eyes, make them listen to it and critically think for themselves, Father God. Please, make them think for themselves. Okay, ask the right question them. Look upon the facts to themselves, Father God, and come to their own conclusion. We don't want nobody tell them a conclusion. We want them to come to their own conclusion, Father God. This is crazy.
The selected candidates flew to Jamaica on a familiarization visit. When she requested a meeting with a senior member of staff at the university hospital, she was snubbed. Staff recount that a senior director refused to meet her at the initial set of meetings arranged, sending a clear signal that she was not welcome.
Then if you fly from the United Kingdom, if me fly from the United Kingdom for a job that I was selected for. So this lady, you know how much money it take? Guys, do you know how much money it take to fly from the United Kingdom? And this lady came down here and asked to see this, and she was snubbed. Bruh, listen, that alone would have let me take a flight. That would be it for me. I would have been out of there, bro. I would have been out of there.
The minister, by some accounts, met with her, but that meeting was not friendly. The result of those meetings was that the potential candidate turned down the offer, as it was clear to her that neither of these key officials were welcoming her for her professional management skills at the University Hospital of Louis.
Jesus.
The board's effort to bring in an independent CEO with no political baggage was effectively sabotaged from within. Chaichong has said that the board was pressing ahead with many key reforms, implementing a hospital management information system, tightening oversight of purchasing, and insisting on a transparent and merit-based process to select a CEO who reported to the board, not to the minister. The ministry, meanwhile, rolled out its own language about a governance reset and a new look for the board that should supposedly realign the UHWI. But as the months unfolded, it became clear that the minister's objective was less about strengthening independent governance and more about consolidating control. They had believed that they were selected on the board to solve long-standing governance problems at the UHWI, including the issues that existed in the procurement department.
What?
Instead, they found themselves...
What? Can go so...
Not to the minister. The ministry, meanwhile, rolled out its own language about a governance reset and a new look for the board that should supposedly realign the UHWI. But as the months unfolded, it became clear that the minister's objective was less about strengthening independent governance and more about consolidating control. They had believed that they were selected on the board to solve long-standing governance problems at the UHWI, including the issues that existed in the procurement department. Instead, they found themselves pushed aside whenever reform threatened entrenched interests. They resigned on principle rather than preside over what they saw as political interference masquerading as reform. The minister dissolved the entire board and have promised to install a new one, eventually chaired.
So now, okay, now I understand why Mr. Alfred Dawes is asking for a real board. Because if the board is not independent, it's the same thing that happened before is going to happen again. Wow. I know what happened now with this man, you know. Hilton appointed as UHIW board chair. Well, that no sound good.
The minister dissolved the entire board and have promised to install a new one, eventually chaired by a retired banker, along with a new CEO, saying this would realign the institution and improve governance.
Wow.
The acting CEO at the time, even though he was not qualified to be shortlisted for interviews, he was selected to be confirmed as the CEO to run the hospital.
Wow.
He presided over the period in question that the Auditor General reviewed and found serious procurement breaches and that the staff complained of management issues that affected not just their own morale, but their ability to deliver holistic patient care. The Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has survived many scandals.
Jesus.
From as far back as 2008-2009, there was a fertilizer import scandal, where low-cost fertilizer imports raised questions about quality and safety. Dr. Tufton, then the Minister of Agriculture, defended them as tested and safe, despite public concerns. Between 2009 and 2011, the sugar industry divestment. The divestment process drew backlash over whether the estates were undervalued and how workers were treated. Issues were raised about transparency and long-term planning. In 2016, toxic fumes forced the closure of key areas of the Cornwall Regional Hospital. 9 years later, rehabilitation works remain incomplete with ballooning costs and repeated missed deadlines.
Wow.
This is a symbol of chronic mismanagement and a failure to deliver. $24 billion later, after an initial estimate of $2 billion, we are still without a functioning Cornwall Regional Hospital. A hospital where up to recently, doctors and nurses have staged protests about their working conditions.
Linden, how you doing? No, man. The Minister of Health of Jamaica, Christopher Tufton, his rap sheet of management of the ministry is ridiculous. What? Me not even didn't know about the one them from before when the man talk about. Yo, that's crazy.
Between 2017 and 2021, the Jamaica Moves campaign came under scrutiny by the Integrity Commission. The IC found procurement breaches in 15 contracts worth $78.6 million, all awarded using direct contracting. And they concluded that the minister's role created a perceived advancement of private interests for market consulting. Funeral home operators expressed concern that contracts were being taken away from existing providers and given to Archer's Funeral Home for the storage of bodies outside of the Kingston and St. Andrew region. Taking bodies from KPH from existing providers, evident interest for market consulting. Funeral home operators expressed concern that contracts were being taken away from existing providers and given to Archer's Funeral Home for the storage of bodies outside of the Kingston and St. Andrew region.
So what about Archer, so? How about Archer, so? Who own Archers? The person who own Archers, does that person have any connection to Christopher Tufton? Me just ask her, I don't know. My story predate me on the internet and even following up these things. So how that really gonna know? Ladies and gentlemen, so I don't must know, you know, how this Archer thing go.
Taking bodies from KPH and storing them in Spanish Town at the funeral home owned by a JLP councillor in the Minister of Health's constituency did not sit well with the Jamaican public.
Wow.
This prompted allegations of political favoritism that the minister has repeatedly denied. In 2022, Blue Zone, a company that is owned by the Minister of Health, imported rice that was found to be below the standard grading of the Bureau of Standards. Yet, the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority cleared it the same day. The brief that we have looked at notes a serious conflict of interest and regulatory leniency. No one can explain to this day why a rice would be exempted from the usual scrutiny that other importers face. To this day, nobody has given a satisfactory explanation as to rice labeled by the Bureau of Standards Jamaica as not meeting the classification and standards it set out was taken off the ports and distributed to an unsuspecting public.
This a man Jamaica Bill Gates. No man, Christopher Tufton is the Jamaica Bill Gates. Lindell say what? They need to start cover themselves with blanket. Because them have a lot to they need to buy some blanket and sheet because them have a lot to cover up. But Linden, you're not easy neither, you know. You don't realize a long time them cover up things. The sheets and the skirts are being lifted. And you never hear what your apostle say. Your apostle tell you say it about me, you know. He prophesied it, you know. Some weeks ago, you know, that this was going to happen, you know. all of this scandal them is being unearthed. If you no think say done, it just a come because remember, they said that they're investigating the drill. Mighty God of Daniel, we must find out at which company. You never know. We must find out at which company, man. People like and share the video. People on Bolo VNR clips. So no go and tap up the like button and the love button and them something. Alright? Wow, 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 wow.
Neonatal deaths at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital have continued to embarrass the Ministry of Health. In 2022, 11 babies died in a Klebsiella outbreak, followed by 24 newborn deaths in 24 days in 2025.
I wonder if Andrew hear the voices of these dead babies. He's supposed to haunt him and Christopher Tufton at night time. Then can't sleep. Because if Andrew, when I hear the dead baby them from what there, when the PMP did there in a power, imagine how much baby in my ear now since film party in a power. The amount of baby gone we lose under this administration. The most murderous administration in the history of Jamaica. We can clearly label them as the most murderous. The most thieving administration in the history of Jamaica. Thief. The whole JLP, the most thieving administration in the history of Jamaica. Bar none. You know how much money unaccounted for? Contracts with no paperwork. So we can't find out where the money go if there was even a contract. The most thieving administration in the history. Yo, them money are dangerous.
The minister repeatedly avoided directly answering in Parliament when asked when he first knew about the deaths in 2022. And in 2025, it was just dismissed as babies being premature. Despite the multiple reports across Jamaica, reports that still haunt many to this day, that oxygen ran out, the Ministry of Health has refused to accept responsibility for not ordering enough oxygen from the supplier.
Whoa, go back to that. Go back to that.
And that the hospitals were the hospital of the West Indies, under the ministry's watch, 51 contracts worth $500 million. The East Regional Health Authority, SARA, approved the $31 million purchase, and court filings later showed that the ministry itself was the importer, used to accept.
Right, so. Oxygen neglect. IGL says health authorities ignore requests for supply forecasts. Oxygen neglect. IGL says health authorities ignore requests for supply. No. I glean out the start this. Oxygen neglect. Me need to find out the paper there. Hold on there. Google. Oxygen neglect. Let me see if I can find that. Oxygen neglect. Put in the other part in there. IGL says health authorities. IGL says health authorities see if I can find the article there. This was 2021. IGL says health authorities ignore Jamaica Observer. Are the Jamaica Observer a company? Alright, let me see if I must hit this. Alright, so this is one of them. That not really. Let me just put this over here, so. Open this now and oh God, stop it. Stop it. Behave yourself. Already. Sure. Open in new window, yes. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, nice. That's also them. So IGL says health authorities ignore requests for supply forecasts. Ignore requests for supply forecasts. Look like an observer coming now. Oh, this is one from the Jamaica, the Gleaner as well. This is one from the Gleaner as well. Wow, this is incredible. Copy. Yeah, I gotta put this in the archive. I gotta put this in. Oh, no. Copy. Paste. Alright, so I'm gonna have the two of them in my archive. Come Gleaner. You're going good from the other day, no bother with the foolishness. Make we see what I'm going with the article here. Oh, jeez. Just because it's an old article, bro. If you load it up on the new website, fam. Believe. Load it. Aye. 2021, September 2nd. I went this. Let's see how which date they on this. Come on for this now. Thank you. 3rd of September. So 3rd of September 2021, Observer, and the 2nd of September 2021, Gleaner. So that confirmed the time when it's the same story. Man, wow, this is incredible. The government made several outreach through diplomatic, military, and other channels to mitigate the risk that would arise. However, due to the technical nature of the transportation of oxygen, none of these mechanisms would improve the timeline for the arrival of the oxygen in the health facility. Now, around that time, we're talking about COVID. This alone should have gotten Christopher Tufton fired. Too many times when Jamaica needs these things, you have to have somebody working in that job that actually prepares ahead. You understand what I'm saying? My mother always tell me that you should think 10 years down the line. Well, if you end up in a situation like in COVID-19, in the pandemic, as a health minister, you should think ahead. There's no way oxygen should have run out. That is, listen to me, that alone should have gotten him fired. There should have been no excuse levied to say, if you have him, keep him job. This is ridiculous. This is actually, I never know about this, you know. What? Backside. No, sir.
Ordering enough oxygen from the supplier. Many patients had worse outcomes. Many persons died. After all of this, the $31 million neurosurgical drill, a Medtronic EM800 procured for the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where I would have pointed out at the time that comparable drills are listed internationally at around 3 to
5 million, yeah.
Southeast Regional Health Authority, SARA, approved the $31 million purchase, and court filings later showed that the ministry itself was the importer, saving that company millions of dollars in duty. Yet, that role was never clearly disclosed in public statements.
Jesus.
Now, in 2026, the Auditor General finds that at the University Hospital of the West Indies, under the ministry's watch, 51 contracts worth $500 million have no procurement records, and that the hospital's tax-exempt status was misused to import goods for private entities. Different scandals, same minister, same themes, overpricing, conflicts of interest, weak documentation, and a refusal to answer straight questions. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. for part 2, where we delve deeper into how this affects the operation of the UHWI and the staff. I am Dr. Alfred Dawes, and this has been UC on Life Support.
People, I wish I could tell you that it's over. Like, I'm just browsing through these stuff, you know. I really wish I could tell you it's over, but it gets worse. It gets worse.
Regarding funds raised. This is Dr. Alfred Dawes, Shadow Minister on Health and Wellness. And I'm deeply concerned by this is Dr. Alfred Dawes, Shadow Minister on Health and Wellness. And I'm deeply concerned by recent revelations regarding funds raised in 2023 for the pediatric ward at the University Hospital of the West Indies. Approximately $75 million was raised through a Sagicor Sigma corporate run, with the clear and public understanding that these funds would support the long-awaited development of a permanent pediatric facility. Jamaicans gave generously, believing that they were helping to improve care for some of our most vulnerable children. If these funds were diverted, reallocated, or used without consultation with the hospital's pediatric department, the public deserves to know. Funds raised in the name of sick children must be used strictly for the purpose promised.
Jesus.
Anything less demands a full and transparent explanation. The pediatric unit at the University Hospital of the West Indies plays a critical national role, providing life-saving care and specialist treatment for children with serious chronic and acute illnesses. Any delay or uncertainty
This is crazy.
directly affects patient outcomes and places additional pressure on an already stretched and overworked healthcare workers.
Mighty God.
In light of recent Auditor General findings highlighting weaknesses in public financial management, transparency is not optional. It is essential. I am calling on the UHWI administration to urgently provide a detailed public accounting of these funds, or children cannot afford silence or ambiguity. Accountability in healthcare financing is fundamental to trust, integrity, and the future of Jamaica's public health system.
Karen, good night or good morning. Oh my God, UWI now. Sagicor. Jesus have mercy. Wow. Wow, I really, this is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. Tomorrow morning, I might have to start my life from about 6 o'clock to I have to cover. No, sir. This not normal. This not normal, none at all. As a matter of fact, I can't even... Yes, I have to go here first. Can't bother with Cliff Hughes. Cliff Hughes. Yo. Somebody send me... Yo, brother. Father God, take a case. Lord of mercy. Father, just expose everybody if we get exposed. That's all I ask. That's all I'm asking.
On an already stretched and overworked healthcare workers.
Mm-hmm.
In light of recent Auditor General findings highlighting weaknesses in public financial management, transparency is not optional.
Mm-hmm.
It is essential. I am calling on the UHWI administration to urgently provide a detailed public accounting of these funds, or children cannot afford silence or ambiguity. Accountability in healthcare financing is fundamental to trust, integrity, and the future of Jamaica's public health system.
Jamaica.
What a nastiness.
You heard, after I made that pronouncement, Dr. Dawes is asking tonight for the UE, not Sagicor, UE to clear up this. But in clearing up this, Sagicor came out today. But Sagicor, you came out today to say that you're clearing up some things. Sagicor Foundation says that the 2023 Sigma Run funds used to purchase a CT scanner. CT.
Why this a pause?
But something is off with that, Sagicor.
Oh, so this look like the Observer. Wanna give me a second, my people. Sagicor Observer. This look like the Observer. Where would I find it? Why best place to find the Observer right now? Not Facebook, Instagram. Let me see if we can find the Jamaica Observer. Me need to find the article there. Where I'm going to? Observer Jamaica. Observer. I see it. There it is. Alright. Let's see. That's flood green. Alright, fire forensic power. The center is a bit yo, brother. Jamaica need a whole turnover. Wholeness expresses condolences, you know? Spain after deadly crash, okay. 3 arrested in multi-million-dollar fraud probe involving financial institution. What? Wait, what? 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 This happened today? Yo, bro, you gotta be, man, no. Listen, serial rapist arrested and charged by CTAC while on bail. Brother, man, if you stop, yo, what the man I put the man them on bail for, bro? Oh, brother. Judge and you today, man. Yo, I don't understand Jamaica, I swear. This something will keep happening over and over again. It's like everything we fix, the man them don't fix. Important things like that. Government employees on to return to court January 27. What? What you say? I see them 2 people there when they catch you cocaine. I think, yes, he must be there. Young Jamaica calls for Davis to clarify allegation in link. What do you mean? What do you mean, clarify? Clarify what? Not there for clarify. Oh, are they idiot there? Never mind. I know so then when I get some type of likes over the Observer, and we all know why. Sagicor, see there? Hey, manama, make we read it ya. Yes sir, make we read it ya. Manama, make we read it ya. Yes.
Kingston, Jamaica.
Yes.
Advertisement.
Sure, man. Kingston, Jamaica.
Kingston, Jamaica.
That is
The
it.
Sagicor Foundation has sought to clarify how funds raised from the 2023 Sigma corporate run were used, stating that the proceeds allocated to the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHW, were spent on the purchase of a CT scan machine for the institution. In a release on Wednesday, the foundation said the 2023...
Hold on there. Wait. So them say it was used to purchase a CT scan machine. Alright. Let me just do a little style there, so. Let me do a little style, something alright. Something is not right. You see, and there's a lot of things to this, you know. Because you see, it's not just tough time for resign, you know. And the entire JLP for resign, you know. I say that without apology. Because it's the same thing with Andrew Willis. Zane. I say it without apology. No joke about it. Who agree with me? The entire JLP for resign. And I'm so serious. I'm so serious, guys. It's not even funny. Let me look for TikTok good night. Let me look for a CT scan machine. Because what is the lowest and the highest cost of a CT scanner? Let's see. All right, so the lowest cost of a basic CT scanner, example, 4 to 16 slices, can start as low as 35,000 or 60,000. 60,000 what? Highest cost of a high-end ultra advanced model. Yo, them sure say a scanner them matter about? Ultra premium? Bro, this can't be right. Yo, this can't right, brother. No, this can't right. This can't right. What? Bro, what is going on right now, bro? What am I looking at right? What? Yo, no, you know what? Let me ask a question there again. What are they? CT scanner machine. Maybe something wrong. Yo, hold on the people. Hold on. Based on market data for medical equipment in Jamaica, the wider region, the cost of a CT scan machine varies significantly depending on whether it is new or refurbished. The number of slices. Okay, people, I'm seeing the same. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Approximately to 35,000 US. Okay, all right. So the lowest are 35,000 US and the highest are 80,000 US. See? All right, cool. 35,000. At the time when the CT scan was bought was when? Call this a 150. Times to buy 150, see? Call this a 150. All right. $5.2 million. All right, 5.2 million. That's the lowest. All right. 5.2 million. 80,000 times by 150. Whoa, what is this? No, divide instead of times. Mad money, no? Sure. 80,000 times 150. 12 million. We just want to know, ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind here. We just go up on Google and I ask how much for the highest and lowest cost, right? All right, so here so them I say new or advanced can be over 2 million, right? US 2 million, all right. So that what? 300 million, 310 million plus. 310 million plus. But bro, you know, so many read see there. The man ain't done approximate if me already so. We need the receipt for that. We need the receipt for the CT scan where them say them buy. Yeah, man. We need a receipt. Sagicor, we need the receipt for the CT scan we say by. In a release on Wednesday, remember play rest of this. Come true. In a release on Wednesday, the foundation said the 2023 event raised 91,852,500 to support two beneficiaries, Edna Manley College and of the Visual and Performing Arts and UWI Pediatric Unit. Zine, that it's saying. In 2023, the event, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so it's a US Surgical Foundation can confirm that in 2024, US 495,000, approximately 79.2 million, was paid to an authorized Philips distributor to acquire a CT scan machine for UWI Foundation. Stated the clarification follow comments that from the opposition People's National Party spokesperson that who was press release that information had emerged suggesting that approximately 75 million raised of UWI's pediatric ward would have been diverted from its stated purpose without consultation with the hospital's pediatric department. All right, so
Sagicor Foundation says 2023 Sigma.
you're late, fam. Look how long me done with that. Back to Andre, fam. He's a joke, fam. He's a joke. Good night, TikTok. I wanna deal with Jackie where I go. Big up everybody for the live. Tap up the screen for me there and share because I know it go. Let's read.
Report. The Sagicor release is saying that one, not that Ishmael work with me. Not that.
Boy, may I tell you, it's sad, you know?
Just a moment.
Really sad people.
Sagicor is saying tonight, Jamaica, that this $75 million was used for the pediatric ward to get a CT scanner. A CT scanner. I am saying, Jamaica, how much for a CT scanner?
Me check it, you know?
How much is it for a CT scanner?
Me check it, me no know.
How much Jamaica is for a CT scanner?
300 plus million the highest.
I
don't know.
You said you were going to fix Sagicor, the pediatric ward. Does a CT scanner, is it that expensive? Sagicor, before you make any further release, you are looking dumb and foolish in these statements. Because according to the report, you said you were going to renovate and fix the pediatric ward.
Me need to see that report there. If the report said that and then come out with this a statement, yeah, what changed? What actually changed? Very interesting.
So if it is Jamaica that they're to renovate and fix the pediatric ward, how now we turn to that the purchase of a CT scanner?
Very interesting. I don't know.
And if it is the purchase of a CT scanner, Sagicor, is the CT scanner for 75 million?
Well,
So it now opens a can of worms, Jamaica. And it begs me to question.
Sadly.
Never wanted to carry the argument there.
Sadly.
But something is off about this press release. Something is definitely off about this press release, Jamaica. Sagicor is saying that they used 75 million to purchase a CT scanner.
Well, I mean, why? I need to see the report. Because if the report will put it into context more. You see me? Because if they did not really, what was the purpose of the run? What was the purpose for the money to be used anyway? Was it to buy one CT scan? Did they have an aim? Did they say to the people, listen, we need to raise this amount of money, you know, minimum? How does it work? Wow.
On average, Jamaica, our scanners or 20 CT scanners. Sagicor, the press release is off.
Mm-mm.
The press release is off, Sagicor.
Wow.
The press release is totally off.
Wow.
So I am asking tonight, Jamaica, in light of the Sagicor race that is coming up, people must go run again. People must go walk out them foot again. People must contribute again. And then there are ambiguities towards who gets the funds and how they are spent.
Hey.
Something off. I don't know how you see it, Jamaica, how you perceive it, Jamaica. But I am asking Chris Zaka and the Sagicor Foundation today. I am saying to you, you said the funds were used to purchase a CT scanner. Can we get the invoice, Sagicor? Can we see how much was spent?
No, we need the invoice. I mean, that's a fact. I'm also over here calling for the invoice from Sagicor. Sagicor, hey, if you're hearing me, I think you need to clear up any suspicions surrounding this, because it just something don't sound right, bro. Something don't sound right. We need to see the receipts of that, and it should be public record, because the money was the money was raised, right? I had a brain fart. The money was raised to help the children at the hospital, right? So I don't think it should be a problem for us to see the public record, unless there's some type of skullduggery. How you doing, Laura? I am well, thank you. I am very late. I was supposed to do this from 6 p.m., but I'm not really doing it. I'm just browsing through. In the morning, all of my devices will be charged. I'll be live on Bolo VNR 2.0, live on Bolo VNR clips, and live on TikTok. Hopefully by the latest 8 a.m. So we can do a 3-hour live and get out of you guys here at 11. And then go up on the road, go deal with some business, and then come back home and all of these wonderful things. We say you're on your way to work. Awesome. Have a great day, okay? Yeah, man. Boy, people, no, sir. I tell you, it really does sound good, you know? Sagicor, I have to go and fix things. Colleen, what's up, Colleen? How are you doing?
And nobody don't ask for Alicia, because Alicia wasn't at Sagicor at the time when this was done. This was a tangled web.
Wow.
And if so, when you purchase the CT scanner, where did the rest of money go? Because according to when we did the research, it said that 75 million was sent to the pediatric ward. And I have been told that when Carl Bruce met with Sagicor Foundation and Sagicor, he showed them an explicit plan as to what he plans to do for the pediatric ward.
Wow.
So I am asking you tonight, Jamaica.
Wow.
I
spoke
last night.
So there was a plan, an explicit plan for the ward. So it can't be just one thing them buy for the ward if that's the case. It has to be a multiple thing. Man, this is
Then
crazy,
attempt to
bro.
say Sagicor, go and investigate this somehow. And then Sagicor responses that they use the money to spend on a CT scan machine.
Wow.
So you use $75 million. You raised $91 million. And you gave $75 million to purchase one CT scan machine.
Wow.
Something off, Jamaica.
Hey.
Something is off.
I'm really trying to be fair, because I looked up how much for a CT scan machine. The highest, they really need to provide the receipts for the CT scan machine, because a CT scan machine, the highest you're talking about $310+ million, right? I looked it up, right? So I mean, wow. Yeah, it's kinda, yeah, you know. See? A high-end one right? 128 to 320 slices. Slice machine. See? All right. So we need to know, somebody needs to go and examine the CT scan. A professional. There needs to be a real investigation. We need to know how much slices, right? How much slices. See, them even said down here, so you can get a one will have 64 slices, right? For 700,000 US. You see me? See that? New 64 slice. 500 to 700,000 US. You can get a refurbished model for 60,000 to 100,000 US. You see what I say? How much is 100,000 US? I'm not even going to type in 700,000 US because a joke thing. A real joke thing if I'm going to type in that. Let me see, 100,000 US. Wow. Wow. Times this by 150. Damn. 15 million. It's still not reach up to 75. Alright, let me try 700,000. So times this by 7. Times this by 7. 105 million. See? It's still not reach. Times it by 5 then. Minus 30 from this, that's all. Because of 15 million. Minus 30 from this. 30 million, that's all? Yeah. Minus 30 million from that. 75 million. So key price drivers in Jamaica, see? 16 slice refurbished scanner are generally the most affordable option, often priced between US 60,000 and 100,000. So yeah, a CT scan can cost this. But the one that I just mentioned is not this. The 75 million is this one, a 64 slice. So we need to find out how much. We need to find out. We need the receipt. Jamaica, we need the receipt. We need the receipt. That's the only way to settle this. We need the invoice. We need the invoice. We need the invoice. It can cost 75 million, but did it cost 75 million? Because that would range into 500,000. So a 64 slice scanner would cost 500,000 US, 75 million. See it there right there, so? When I see it, no, I can't see it. Let's see if we can just see it there. See that? You see that? 65. Let me see if yeah, when I can't see it better now. See it there? See it there, Jamaica? Quick research. It can cost 75 million. A CT scanner. But at the slices, depends on how much slices it have. So we need to identify the scanner where them are talk about them buy. The model number should be on the receipt. The model number match the scanner where they tell you, because you know they can get one scanner where they have that is not the scanner where they buy, and then tell you say, yeah man, this is a scanner that no. We need to know how it go. If they buy scanner already, where is the receipt? Show us the scanner. Is it 64 slice? If it's under 64 slice, is a problem. If it's under 64 slice, is a problem. Mighty God, I'm not even a professional. So, yo, when you can, somebody where they in the field, when you can verify that for me now. My goodness.
Something is not adding up, Jamaica.
Now, left or right,
from
that's for
radiation
this.
exposure.
Now, we'll go to something else. Because I pay banger and drop.
The former chairman of UA.
Let me see how I'm going to say. Who that? Farmer chairman, who that?
Said several things.
Eh?
Former chairman of the board, Ishmael, what I sent you last.
Oh!
Of management at the University Hospital
Oh.
of the West Indies, Wayne Chai Chong, has countered claims that the board he headed was dysfunctional, which
I go over that already. Pan the video with Alfred Dawes. Mighty goodness.
Party. He knows Jamaica that the next three companies are allied to the Jamaica Labour Party. Cliff Hughes isn't one of the companies doing Smith's company. Cliff Hughes isn't one of the companies that you're aware of. You're aware of all four companies. It's not like you're aware of only one Cliff Hughes. You're aware of all four. Isn't one of those companies doing Smith's company? Isn't one of those companies Cliff Hughes doing Smith's company? Jesus. Listen to the societal hypocrisy today. Listen, Jamaica is only speaking about the 12 dialysis.
Hi, Jackie.
Why don't talk about the washing machine and all
Jackie,
those
you want to come up?
came in allegedly through doing Smith's company. Listen to this argument, Jamaica. Listen to
He should have been talking about the dialysis machines that were purportedly imported by the University Hospital of the West Indies. I have some new information. So apparently, these machines were imported by the University Hospital of the West Indies, ostensibly so, but they were not imported by the University Hospital of the West Indies.
All right.
Sounds confusing? It's because something went down. According to the Auditor General, the University Hospital's tax-exempt status was abused, corruptly used to bring into the island dialysis machines and other stuff. Yes. And a private medical facility is using those facilities or was party to the abuse of the UHWI's tax-exempt status. And now we're learning that it's not 10 dialysis machines that were brought in. It was 12. 12. Yeah. And we're also learning, yeah, that other items were brought in, and the duty that should have been paid, if they had done it legally, should have been $11 million. They end up paying $1.1 million.
Jesus.
And denied the Treasury $10 million. So it's a case now.
Tax fraud.
I gather it's now the subject of a criminal investigation.
Of course.
By CTOC.
Of course.
Yeah.
Criminal.
I gather CTOC, the Organized Crime Investigation Division, is involved now because apparently the 12 dialysis machines are at a private medical facility somewhere in St. Andrew. Yeah, somewhere in St. Andrew.
Mighty God.
And I gather the matter is now the source of tension inside the People's National Party.
But check out, I play that last two videos them already, man. The 3 and the 4 episodes, I play them already.
Because the private medical facility apparently is owned by a PNP parliamentarian. And I gather the PNP leader, Mr. Mark Golding, is furious about the turn of events. And it's not known how this is going to end up. It's not known. Right now, it can go anyway. But what is known and what is being said to me by sources is that Mr. Golding, the opposition leader, has been made aware of this. And he is furious with the PNP parliamentarian. Yeah.
Cliff Hughes, you gather When you gather this information, did you gather it? How did you gather this information? Was it
That
from
more
CETA?
no. From who?
How did you gather this information? Was it from CETA?
I'm on CETA.
How did you gather this information?
Can't nobody from PMP now talk to him.
Was it from CETA? Was it from the Financial Investigative Division?
Yo.
Or was it from MOCA? You gathered the information. You only gathered one. You never got, and it is not 4 companies. It's
It's
actually
5. Yeah.
But Cliff Hughes,
5
I
companies.
equally gathered. You know what I gathered?
Mm-hmm.
That a parliamentarian on the Jamaica Labour Party carried in plates and cups, carried in beverages and supplied garbage bins through tax exemptions from the UB hospital. You never gathered that up?
No, garbage bins, plates and cups. Where plates and cups for? What, alcohol too? Well, and bricks. Wait.
You know what I gathered? That a parliamentarian on the Jamaica Labour Party
Yes.
carried in plates and cups, carried in beverages and supplied garbage bins
Beverages?
through tax exemptions from the UB hospital.
Beverages? What kind of beverage? Jesus, we need the invoice again. This needs to be scrutinized. Beverages?
You never gathered that up, Dwayne Smith. You never gathered that Cliff Hughes, or you only gathered about the 12 dialysis machine. Your reporting is done in a particular way that we call red herring. It is dishonest. It is disingenuous, and you must be barred from the Jamaica Journalists Association of this country because you. How is Mark Golding furious? I spoke to the party leader today, and I said, Mark Golding, I heard you are furious, and Mr. Golding said already, not many people can draw me out in this country and this world. So I want to know who gathered and tell you the narrative about Mark Jeff.
Oh, that's an ether right there. Damn, what's the timestamp? Oh, he got exposed on that one. Cause you know Andrew have a prime minister, about the prime minister, speaking it into existence. You know him have Mark Golding number.
Your biases is a boxing.
Yo, the man, but
Mark Golding, I heard
I'm gonna have fun in the morning.
you are furious. And Mr. Golding said already, not many people can draw me out in this country and this world. So I want to know who gathered and tell you the narrative about Mark Jefferson Golding furious. Your biases is above sea level. It stink. It stink like a dongle. It nasty and filthy. Where did you gather this from?
Oh, where you get that from?
Where Cliff Hughes did you gather? Oh, you never gather about Dwayne. Oh, you never gather about Dwayne Smith. Oh, you never gather about the payoffs that Dwayne Smith and his father get for the seat. By Nigel Clark and him get Jubilee. And UB Hospital and a KPH. The contract, the KPH, UB and Jubilee. You never gather your taxes, Cliff Hughes.
Oh my God.
Propagandist Cliff Hughes. You never gather your taxes. The billions of dollars you owe to the government of Jamaica.
Hey.
Who wrote up those taxes? Who wrote up those taxes, Cliff Hughes?
Oh my God. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, him?
Those taxes that you wrote up. You
Oh my God.
never deprived the nation of billions of dollars. It's how much the taxes in all the country. And it was written up. I am not saying what if the PNP politician did that Jamaica, it ought to be condemned.
Of course.
But you, Cliff Hughes, you have no moral fiber to be talking about 11 million versus billions. That was written up in taxes. Why you don't talk about your tax write-off? You know, sister, you shot the country to Cliff Hughes. You know, sister, you shot the country when you do that, Cliff Hughes. You're not going to like me for telling you the truth, you know, Cliff Hughes. But I'm going to tell you the truth. You must make your reporting unbiased. So if you're going to talk about the PNP, talk about the labor rights, who equally got the tax exemptions. 1.4 billion, Cliff Hughes, you got in tax write-offs. 1.4. And you want to talk about Dennis Gordon 11 million? Talk about Dennis Gordon 11 million. And if it is wrong, it is wrong. But talk about how your company stifled off and suffered the nation 1.4 billion in taxes. Written up.
Me? Listen to me. I just want evidence come out. Say, Dennis Gordon, Ray. I know say Mark Golding not gonna do the right thing, if that's the case. So I not worry about that. I worry about the JLP them. How it go? Why Christopher Tufton not resign yet? That's the bottom line. Why Christopher Tufton no resign yet? Why Fitzgerald no resign yet? When next one name? The Mandeville boys, why all of them not gone? Tell me now. What can go so?
So Jamaica, when the propagandists come here, it was 11 million versus 1.4 billion dollars. And I sit here, let me find back your things, them clip use. Ishmael, put back up this number. Put it up for me tonight, Ishmael and Drayton. Because I'm going to prove to you the hypocrite he is. The hypocrite. The sample that I do the Tobias is in Jamaica. Look there. But you have to run the propagandist machine because that is how you pay off your taxes. That is how you pay the taxes, clip use. The propaganda. If he doesn't carry the propagandist narratives, that is why Miss Kitty didn't leave your company because she never.
We're saying can't resign and just see the talk about. Tell you know I go on.
Never did I get her taxes them. She never did I get her benefits them. Why so much people left your company? Because you remember the time when the mic did drop and Cliff Kitty did I inquire about the NHG and the rest of tax them and Cliff Hughes never did that pay. Bolo!
Wow. Yeah, what if I think we're missing in this politics something I know? Miss Kitty did what?
Did I inquire about the NHG and the rest of tax? Because she never did I get her taxes them. She never did I get her benefits them. Why so much people left your company? Because you remember the time when the mic did drop and Cliff Kitty did I inquire about the NHG and the rest of tax them and Cliff Hughes never did that pay. Bolo! Who did I remember Jamaica? Bolo!
We need them clip there.
Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach.
You remember when the mic dropped and she talked to her manager? I asked Marvin Edgar, you remember about that, my friend Marvin Edgar? When Cliff Hughes did it and Kitty did it, talked to the person and said, him pay the NHT, him pay the education tax. Jamaica, he never paid nothing. And every time I ask him about these taxes, he can't answer. Answer the question about the 1.4. Send your liar for me, Cliff Hughes.
Hold on there. What go on there, so? Nationwide. You know, so I see Mr. Wayne Lonesome with them document, yeah. Mighty God. Cliff Hughes. 1.4 billion. 1.4 billion? You mean billion like you know and B? Something go so? This is incredible. This is incredible. No.
Come my lawyer, them ready to. What to the NHT and the education tax where rubbish and rape the country, yeah?
If you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. Mighty God. Wow.
Put it up, Ishmael. Put it up, let them see how much this Tootsie and this cockroach.
Wow.
See there, Jamaica. See there. All this Tootsie rubbish and rape this country. And then him talk and behave as though he's the father of morality in this country. He's no father of morality. He's a Tootsie and a drunkard and a reprobate and a crowbait.
Mighty God. Wow.
A one like him is the father of morality. Ask Triple X about him.
Jesus.
Ask Kareem about him. Ask everybody Honeybee about him. If them tax and them benefits them again. Ask. Why you think George Davis is left? All George Davis is left and Emily and Naomi did left because them benefits they never did again.
Wow.
Donga Cliff Hughes. Donga Cliff Hughes. Him is a donga government. Him is a donga reporter. Donga. Say donga Jamaica. Say donga. Him is a donga. But he carry benefits. But he must remember. See that one of them, he over $65 million.
What?
God. One of them Jamaica.
What?
Total raise 65.1. Lord, we can't even call this. Ishmael, put up that one here for me. there, my producer. Our trader, the next producer. Put up that one there. Jesus, $66 million in the country. 66 million Jamaica. 66.
How he gets
Donga, donga, clip views. Donga, donga, donga.
How he gets so high?
Sit there. Put it up, Ishmael, and make people screenshot that to that.
Mighty God. Nationwide news. Total arrears. What the brother? You see, no, Cliff Hughes, you need to go answer this. No. Me need to know where really are going on, so. Cliff Hughes, where really are going on, so, General? Something, alright?
Nationwide news. Total arrears 65,170,781.64.
Wow.
Look there, Jamaica. Any man go and like them is the pooper of ethics and integrity in this country. More from there. More from there. More from there. Dirty, donga, clip views. Right now. We need a divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right. I don't know what donga mean, but it sounds like something where clip views look like.
Man, just make up a word. Yo, Jay, Jay said, donga, I don't know what I mean. You are a fool, sir.
An Auditor General's report published last week has raised serious concerns about governance at the University Hospital of the West Indies. The report found that over several years, the hospital abused its tax-exempt status, costing the country millions of dollars in lost revenue. It also identified repeated breaches of procurement guidelines and noted that audited financial statements and annual reports were not submitted for 6 consecutive years. Principal Director of National Integrity Action, Dr. Gavin Myers, says the findings point to deep system
Dolores
failures.
Simone
If we
Hill
accept
TK.
that
Good night.
the integrity of the Auditor General is unquestioned, then we have to accept that this report shows that there are egregiousnesses of the systems that were in place. And with that, we should be focused on what should happen next. Because we would expect now that we speak about the role of the boards, the formation of the boards, and the need for accountability. And if this is a board failure, then we would expect that the board would do the review and go. And the parameters for the work to ensure transparency and accountability is put in place.
Dr. Myers warns that implications goes far beyond UHWI and affect Jamaicans island-wide.
Let's say you're from Kilmarnock in the border of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, and you are at the health center nearest, which is, you're at the nearest health center. It is 100% certain that the doctor that will see you there was trained at the University Hospital. And even more, if you ever are involved in any form of hospital-related or health-related illness, you will need to be a part of this system that the University Hospital sits at the apex.
In response to the report, the hospital board says it has begun a comprehensive review of its procurement systems. The Ministry of Health has also established an institutional review committee. But Dr. Myers insists that reform must be matched with real accountability.
As we need to ask about the formation of boards, we need to ask about how it is that these boards will moving forward, hold things in account.
The Ministry of Health says the institutional review committee is expected to submit its findings within 4 months, after which recommendations
No, sir, 4 months too long. 4 months too long.
for reform are to be made public.
No, sir, 4 months too long.
I'm Giovanni Hamilton.
4 months too long. That's a joke thing.
General's report published last
Hey, more
week
than
has raised serious concerns.
You want to remember what the man say, no? The Auditor General integrity is unquestioned. Happy anniversary to Mr. Chambers and his wife. Oh my gosh. I tell you, 20 years together. Big up yourself, my General. And your wife. No joke. That is something for that is an achievement in these times. So you hear what the man say? The Auditor General, you know, her integrity is unquestioned. You understand? Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of what can go. So, tomorrow morning, I'm going to touch upon them something again. Make sure you go subscribe to Partner Jar TV. Alright? No, this mad. This mad. Trust me. People them where do him thing them, the definition and everything. Yo, the thing sick. Thing sick. Nah lie. They gotta put in some serious money in him thing. I say if you go. Alright, so right or so.
That if there is a disaster.
Yo, people, me not even touch parliament yet. Yo, when me tell you something, you amount of sitting me have to deal with that morning. I know me not touch parliament yet, you know. I have not made any commentary on parliament. Well, I made one comment on parliament, which was on a live that I deleted last time because I was tired, I was falling asleep. Yeah, man, me delete the live, man. Fully delete, fully. Yeah, man, me a buck, man. Buck me and a buck, people. Ladies and gentlemen, what the hell is going on with Dana Morris Dixon?
No, sorry. Naomi, wanted in the Ministry of Information. Anytime I say that, you just think about favor.
Yes,
Now, Jamaica.
yes, it make we hear what going on, so.
I want to talk some mix up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
In the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes. Tell us.
I'm going to talk some mix up tonight. Ishmael, you remember when you said to me, Trey, Naomi Francis, but they are Jamaica again. I'm going to say a lie, Naomi Francis. The Prime Minister's press secretary. But in the election time, right after me, said Naomi Francis not in Jamaica. Top story, give me. But students to the place of the super chat and this day because I'm going to talk some things tonight. You know why no Labour Party bangarang? When the PNP have the bangarang nationwide talking.
Yes.
But I want to ask Naomi Francis.
Mm-hmm.
She gone to Atlanta. Atlanta gone to some airport. Gone working at some airport business. And me as I find that strange to be the Prime Minister's press secretary in such a braggadocious press too just
Yes.
You leave. So I thought Mr. Ismail that she had tried to secure a job. Because she knows the Labour right, they're going to lose. But the Labour right whispered to me and said not lose. She did one, she had secured the job because she think they're going to lose. Naomi, is it because you were hurt while you left the Andrew Holness administration? What can go so? Because Naomi family, because I'm going to have some things tonight. She's hurt. Naomi, you want to tell Andrew tonight how you made representation to the Prime Minister and he never looked at you? Naomi, what did Dana Morris do to you? Set her a trap, set her a Israel. I am asking Naomi Francis tonight. What did Dana Morris do to you?
Alright.
Then, and I don't start the substantive class tonight. I'm going to say it again. Naomi, what did Dana Morris do to you? Jamaica. It's not Carrie News. There was an appointment that Naomi wanted in the Ministry of Information. She did not no longer want to keep on as a political appointee.
Yes.
She wanted a particular appointment in the Ministry of Information. Favour Williams, prior to leaving the Ministry of Education and Information, was going to give Naomi the appointment. But then came Dora the Explorer.
Mighty God.
Then came Dora the Explorer, who told the Prime Minister, allegedly, that Naomi Francis isn't equipped, isn't efficient to take up that position.
Jesus.
And because Naomi Francis got hurt, Naomi Francis, me I tell you Jamaica, me I tell you, the Labour rights them talk, Naomi Francis said, I am not staying in this country any further. Because after so many years of sitting at Andrew Holness' feet and giving Andrew Holness her undiluted loyalty, Andrew Holness, after Naomi went to the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness did not instruct Dana Morris Dixon to counter one. She recommended. So when all of the things that Dora what's her name? Naomi leave because she never know if Holness is going to get an extra. No. Naomi left because her heart was broken. Her heart, the Labour right them break her heart. They started to sideline her. You know, recognize her with press conference I believe as press secretary. She don't no longer there on the podium. They cut her to the side because Dana Morris did that. Dana Morris did that. Dana saw her as a threat to Jamaica, and Dana said, I am not. You, Marlon, come here. Marlon, hey. I message you and I told you, come to the front of the class because I have a public advice to give. Marlon, are you aware that Dana Morris Dixon is in, Marlon, there's some things that the government the JLP is dissatisfied about in terms of the communication apparatus. Are you aware, Marlon, that your job is not safe? Are you aware, Marlon, that Dana is in meetings telling people that you are countering what she recommend that needs to happen? Are you aware, Marlon, that Dana Morrison after physically sign a pact to get you out? Bolo, no Ishmael, and work with me. Are you aware what can go so? Marlon, are you aware that Dana and after sign a pact that they need to get you out? They say you don't look good for the ministry. They say you don't represent the brand and the face of the Jamaican Labour Party and the government well. So they don't want you on the frontier. They say your image is too raggedy. They say you're too bloated and you don't represent what the new age JLP should look like. So I am telling you tonight, Marlon, beware, Marlon, there's no job security. I'm going to whisper something that the Lulu thinking about. The Lulu in meetings, Marlon, with APCA. Did you know that they did them set up a committee called Operation Dana Morris Dixon? That when it's not a talking name around their business because they love talking. Floyd Green, are you aware that Dana wants to get you out? Floyd Green, are you aware that Dana and APCA set up apps to get you out? Floyd Green, they are the scene, right? Are you aware that the apps were set out on you? Matthew Samuda, are you aware that Dana and APCA Fitendly set up Operation Dana in a PR hyperlooted the rearranged illusion?
Out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament.
The illusion of grandeur, Dana says she went on Prime Minister after answering. No, I went, what can go so? Dana, because after said to her, say, if me and you work it out, I can be Deputy Prime Minister and you can be Prime Minister. I am telling you, Labour right! Labour right! Bangarang woman, Labour right! Bolo!
Out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Not for one over there. So what she's doing, she set up apps. Road are you not safe to, you know. Road are you not safe to, you know. App set up by you too, you know. She set up apps with enough people because she's adamant she'll be the first female Prime Minister for the Jamaica Labour Party. Allegedly, when you go and see it come to fruition, ask Marlon how uncomfortable he is in meetings with the Minister of Information. Ask Rhoda if she's been given the space and the territories to operate as State Minister in Education. Why do you think Rhoda didn't run Ghana? St. Vincent one day? Because Dana wants to do everything. So the apparatus around Andrew Holness. Size 30, and she soon back up size 30. Juliet soon fix your business. Juliet soon fix your business, you know. But I am telling you, Jamaica, where she sits in her peanut brain, she thinks she's able to become the next party. And she has set up apps for all of the people who them see as leader apparent after Andrew Holness.
What?
Every stuff that have nowhere to put the cartoons, scandal and baggage finding. Sued me in Jamaica. Allegedly. Which one of them have ever sued me and been successful? Labour right, there's more to come.
Wow.
But you, Marlon, there's no job security. Remember, you know, you're not an elected member, you know, you can be changed anytime, Marlon.
Yvonne, what's up?
Anytime. But I am telling you, Jamaica.
So hold on, what you tell me say? Allegedly, Dana Morris Dixon have one hit list. Hey, me tell you say, you see them smile here? But then deserve each other. Yes, man. One bunch of snake them in a party. Let me tell you something. People might say I'm judgmental. Cool. But I judge myself hard too. You understand? I judge myself hard. And I'm telling you, right now I work on trying to forgive myself for some things. For my own good. Because I really judge myself hard. So when you see me press them people here, just know say, me go hard at myself. I'm kind of feel sorry for that youth there still, you know. Although I'm obnoxious still. You know him? The big guy. I feel sorry for him, you know. Because as a big guy, if you know, say that's why they want to push him out, allegedly. Because he's big and he don't fit them brand. Because him, you know, him oversized. You feel what I'm dealing with? Let's keep it real. He's morbidly obese. I am as well. You know what I mean? And if that's the only reason why they want to push him out of his position, you can't say you are a party for the people and then individuals inside your party is going to go at a member that way. Roger Clark was morbidly obese, but Roger Clark was an excellent agricultural minister. Roger Clark was respected by his peers. Roger Clark was intelligent. Right? Mr. What's his name again? Oh my God. Mr. Lambert Brown is also considered morbidly obese. And he's a very intelligent man as well and a man for the people. He works very hard for the people. You understand? He's a servant of the people. So, if the only reason they're moving, they're allegedly pushing out this guy is because of his size, then I want to say to all of them in the Jamaica Labour Party that think that way, you guys are the lowest, you guys are lower than SHIT in value. Yeah, man. You guys are lower than SHIT in value. You don't even worth SHIT. You understand? No. Having said that, if it's a case where he really doesn't bring any value in terms of what he does, then that's a whole other conversation. But why not be straight about it? Why not be straight about it if that's the case? Now, when it comes on to the allegations surrounding the young lady on the side, isn't she allegedly involved with somebody of great power in the Jamaica Labour Party? Why would you even go there? Why would you even pull that trigger? But then again, the allegation is that she's controlling. I can see that. I can see that in her personality. And I'm still waiting on her to come out with these counter arguments about misinformation. Listen, I am waiting. As soon as I see Dana Morris Dixon on a JIS update, I am there. Just say the word counter argument. Make sure you put it on the JIS website. We want it on big record, official record. Yeah, man, so we can embarrass it. And whoever it is that is a part of that production team. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting, bro. Let's go. Let's go. What's taking so long? Who else them say? Flight green, really, bro? You can't catch a breaking. Flight green can't catch a break. The avalanche come down on him to like Christopher Tufton, you know? Hey, one of the things, hey, Christopher Tufton, listen to me. But want to know who worse, Christopher Tufton or Andrew Honest. Jesus, just line up a scandal them back, I scandal them, and the mismanagement. Just line them up and tell me how it go. Tell me how it go. And you see, Andrew Honest is the ultimate person to be blamed for all of this, you know. Remember, you know, in the Integrity Commission report, Andrew Honest's business partner and friend, you know, is a part of the Office of the Prime Minister operations, you know. In a one big way, you know. One of the agencies, them, you know, we have to do the real estate and all building, you know. Damn, son. So, I mean, can we blame Christopher Tufton? If Andrew Wallace is getting away with that, why Christopher Tufton don't think he can get away with what he get away with? Market me, all of it. If him can get away with that, why wouldn't he think he can get away with everything else? The friend thing, the nuance, who for friend and, you know, the connection, the link. Why him want to get away with it? Jamaica, as a people, you know, I tell you, you know, we really need to think long and hard about how we want our country to run, you know. Yeah, man, we really need to think long and hard, and then when we figure that out, we need to demand it. I can tell you what I don't want. Everything I see the Jamaica Labour Party doing, I don't want. the lack of transparency, scandal back a scandal, corruption back a corruption, that's definitely not what I want. I don't know about y'all, but they are not it. The JLP is definitely not it. I swear.
Jamaica.
Terrible.
She sat in a meeting, setting up a committee to say that she wants to be prime minister. I don't know who tell this deranged lady, this Flora explorer, who is inept, incompetent, inefficient, and back of the class.
Mighty God.
Clueless
Mighty God.
that she'll be able to become prime minister.
Hold on, wasn't she the education minister? Well, sorry. Hold on, she's the education minister now. She was the information minister. What was her capacity before that? I mean, she came out and told us that nobody's being tracked. When Andrew Wellness said that people were being tracked in a particular case. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
As long as Stefano Stevens is in Jamaica, you will never live to see that.
Mighty
Without a can't take money. Never live
That
to
will
see
never
that. You will never live to see.
That will never. That's what he said. That will never. What is this? What going on, sir? Wait, how me miss this?
Today, with Muma Morality, pole dancer. Listen to him.
They're trying to get you away from me. Yes. So I have to give one final one. The Auditor General. They're trying to get you away from me. Yes. So I have to give one final one. The Auditor General's report on your ministry saying that $870 million worth of contracts were not properly reviewed by your procurement committee. Yeah? How do you plead?
Well, I'll say two things. I'll say three things. I think people are very aware how our procurement systems operate now, and that procurement does not operate at the level of the minister, and that is on purpose. We structured our system in such a way to separate ministerial oversight and ministerial direction from procurement, and ministers are by law mandated to focus on things of policy. So a lot of the things that have come to bear in terms of, for example, a committee minutes not being supplied are news that would come to the minister for the first time. So I'll say that first thing.
So Floyd Green wants us to believe that as the minister of government in the ministry of the minister of agriculture is clueless about oversight when it comes down to procurement. Who signs off on this stuff? So he's clueless. He not have nothing to do with it. That's what I want to say. All right, let's continue.
I'll come back to that in the end. The second thing is, having discussed it with my technical team, and I'm sure they have prepared a response and would have disseminated a response. The Auditor General at no time said that $870 million was used for untoward purposes, or went to contractors that were not bona fide, or that the money was misappropriated. What the Auditor General said is that she did not receive minutes for the procurement review meeting. What the ministry has said is twofold. In some instances, you are not required by law to have a procurement review meeting. If you don't,
what?
The Auditor General may have it in the guidelines. There is a law that supersedes that. And two, this was not last year. This was not the year before. This was in 2021, 2022, when we were in COVID, when the meetings were being held virtually. And that the ministry had indicated to the Auditor General that there were challenges retrieving the recordings from that virtual system, and have taken steps to retrieve those recordings as far as possible and to share them. So there was no malfeasance. And sometimes when these reports band about figures, it gives the impression that there is malfeasance or misappropriation that has not been said. The third matter that I find extremely curious is why, in the reporting of this, would a media house seek to put my image against a report that had absolutely nothing to do with my ministerial direction, absolutely had nothing to do with me as minister personally, that there was no reference to me or allegation in relation to me, and then they put it on social media, superimpose a title that says transparency compromise, to give the impression that the person in the headline image is connected to the compromisation of transparency, when that is not true. And I think that is unethical. And I think we have to look back at our tenets of journalism in this country. The factual context is that I was only minister for 4 months in that year that the audit refers to. But outside of that, these reports do not relate, refer, or engage with ministers. But there are some who want to give that impression to try and perpetuate the feeling that politicians are of a certain ilk. So don't forget that we have lives before and after politics. There has never been, in my short but now longish political journey, any allegation about corruption or lack of transparency, and those are things that I take extremely seriously. So I've written to the Dean about it, and I have asked my lawyers to review it, because I am very sure they will try and say, well, you're the minister. No, but the association that is given from the headline image being attached to the headline.
So just you were responsible ministerially.
And it is wrong. It is untrue, it is unethical, and it should not be done.
Floyd Green.
Cry, cry, baby, moon. Take off your clothes and go to your bed. When you go to bed, fool, call you a big puppy fool. The year in which these procurement guidelines apparently were not sorted efficiently and effectively was the time when he was a what? A champion minister, rapping, no movement, no movement. Having a whale of a time while the procurement processes in the ministry were not being followed effectively and efficiently. So when you say, oh, you're this journalist named Cliff Hughes discussing, you know, if that was a PNP MP sitting there, Cliff Hughes would have interrupted the interview.
Exactly.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Exactly, Andre. Thank you very much. He would have stopped him and said, no. From the first point to make for say, as a minister, he does not have any involvement in oversight. Man, wait a minute. So you telling me that you are the minister of government? I would have stopped him right there and said, you're telling me that as a minister of the entire agricultural ministry, procurement, oversight, you have no involvement or sign off or observation or supervision of it. You are not responsible for it to make sure that it is running in the capacity and in the efficient way it's supposed to go. Man, get the hell out of here, bro. Get the hell out of here with that madness.
But Cliff Hughes gave Floyd so much Cliff Hughes.
Madness.
For that hour or that 5 minutes for Floyd to reshape and set a narrative.
Yes, madness.
But
Madness.
much is expected, Jamaica. You are the Minister of Agriculture. You have been the Minister of Agriculture for quite some time.
Yes.
For all the 10 years, how many years of it have you been Minister of Agriculture? So when you come to deflect and to gaslight Floyd Green and talk about lawyers here, Floyd Green, but you are the head of this, what Mark Walling said.
The head of the stream.
Is dirty.
Dirty, that is
the head
it.
of the stream is dirty. And
a corrupt government cannot liberate the people.
Simple as that.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the Lord. I wish you call about now. Hello, Lord Jesus. Hello, caller. Good night. Good night. You need to hurry up and talk, because we have a million to break tonight.
Okay, you don't know what me talk about. Me say, I am me talk about big up to Nikisha. You know, if Nikisha wheel out the iron and the iron board, appear things they come up. Look here, in a parliament, the iron there. Nikisha is the iron lady in a parliament where they press them out and iron them out. Yes, iron them out. Nikisha, they have all go grey here now. When last you see Desmond face?
Lady, go on the man. Lady, where's the Nikisha?
Let me give the last piece. Mr. Tough tongue. You know see how much money they spend on Benz. You don't know what they have to spend so much money because they don't want the woman to talk on them, because every time you want to box with their hand and I say get up now, get up now.
Where's the lady?
Whoa,
The lady said. Now, Jamaica. Let me get back to the substantive issue.
Mighty
All
God.
work and no that's a done, boy.
True.
So you, Floyd Green, you could try to complain, Mr. Nice Guy, and send your millions calling me, but I must back off you. We just starting Floyd Green, and the Auditor General said, it's not this alone. The Auditor General spoke about Rwanda, Floyd Green, where the 64.1 million worth of assets have been removed.
Yes.
And the Auditor General is asking for it to be returned.
Yes, where the money there?
So 64 plus 870 million, almost $1 billion under your watch as Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. And ask the farmers in this country if they have benefited from Floyd Green initiatives. You talk about the new face of agriculture. Ask the people if they have benefited Jamaica. So we are not no retreat and no surrender. If you liar up, me liar up too. My legal team is ready. Isaac Buchanan, Alexander Lavish, and John Clark is ready. If I need defense will be granted, because I'm talking on the poor people of this country. I am talking on behalf of the farmers. You know what farmers don't want fertilizer and seedlings, and today they still don't get nothing. You know what farmers need assistance with the tractor and all of these things and still don't get anything.
Mighty
farmers need
God.
assistance in this country. You know what farmers need look egg and look at this and look at that and still don't get. And when you look, you and your friends and what when your associates have benefited. The point is, the Auditor General said there is no evidence
No
There's
evidence.
no paper trail
None.
of how the procurement process goes.
None.
So if there's no paper trail, the truth is the minister can influence the procurement.
Of course.
Not a warning. If there's no paper trail, Jamaica, can't then the minister influence the procurement? Can't then the minister technocrats influence the procurement? Can't then the associates of the minister influence the procurement?
Yo, listen. Him thinks so we're slow enough. You see, this is where people think they're too smarter than them is. Fly Green appears to me as the type of person that looks down on people. Him think him the smartest person in a room. That's how him and Jonas is the same thing. They're very narcissistic and them have a stiff-necked type of demeanor. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man, them have a classist mentality. You understand? But deep down, they are rotten in character. That's the vibe I get from a Floyd Green. That's just my opinion of him. That's the vibe I get, right, Dolores and Ivan? Yeah, man, that's the vibe I get. Trust me. Yo, the man thinks that we are idiot. Brother, the Auditor General cannot say on our teeth. She have to word it in our way. We understand that. The point of the matter is proper procedures are not followed. And every single time you guys have this thing of when the emergency. So you tell me, say, una have Zoom meeting. And una know, say, alright, una know, say there needs to be proper recording, right? And you guys had Zoom meetings, according to you. We're not even doing no Zoom meeting, keep. Because we're not seeing a record yet. So according to you, Fly Green, Zoom meeting keep. Right? And it never occurred to you guys and your ministry and the individuals involved to have those on record and ready. So you never know, you used to the fact that audits are going to be done. So you have to make sure you're ready for the audit with all your evidence. It never occurred to you guys that 870 million without proper oversight, procurement oversight, evidence of it would be a problem. It never occurred to you guys. It never occurred to you guys to make sure that you have it down packed and put aside and ready for the Auditor General. Then why are you guys getting paid? And how is it that you are not? How is it that you are more angry about the Gleaner putting your face on the title than you are about the fact that the proper procedures or the evidence of proper procedure was not followed? You're shifting the blame from the ministry and yourself to the Gleaner. The Gleaner is not the issue. You and your ministry is the issue. Una the problem. I'm talking about, lawyer this, lawyer that. One thing me know. Me know say me I watch and I see no temperature. You understand? And me I make sure say me operate in such a way. Because you see, no matter what you do in a Fly Green, you see from the inner ranks, you see this area. This area gotta expose every single one of them. So we're gonna me glad say you put it on record, say, you not have nothing to do with nothing. That's what you say, no. You not have nothing to do with nothing all of this. Me glad say you put it on record. You know what me sorry say? Me sorry say Dayton Campbell is so busy because of what is going on in the West. I don't think Dayton Campbell have any time right now to even deal with any research like how Dr. Alfred does have a time. But I hope that there's somebody or some people within the People's National Party that is assisting him to get that done in terms of research. Because we remember the fertilizers. And that's a huge deal. It's not just the 870 million. We remember the video where the fertilizer them when I pack up in a. We remember that just like how with that man then him, something the junior, the Chinese then carry the water them from the Chinese them end up what that guy the name? Michelle Charles. Pernell Charles Jr., yeah, Pernell Charles. Sometimes I can't remember the name. Pernell Charles Jr., yeah, the water end up. The whole of them is a bagger. I swear.
I'm asking you all tonight, Jamaica. I simply ask you all tonight. Isn't it therefore possible that the minister could have influenced the procurement processes and those who get the reward of contracts?
Of
How did
course.
people get the awarded contracts? Were there the tender process wasn't followed? So if a tender process wasn't followed and then saying according to him is in COVID.
Yes.
Some of it have not been followed, Jamaica. Ask yourself then. So when you come and talking about Mr. Nice Guy and trying to play Mr. Smooth Cry baby, none of your associates can come and try silence me because you are all hardened criminals. What is the common denominator of Andrew Wellness, Daryl Vaz, Floyd Green, and Christopher, the golden thieves? The golden thieves. When you look at the commonality of the 4 brown black mullet of Dutty Man, for the 4 golden thieves, none of them, Jamaica. You can look at them as ethics, bounded in them. Not one of them working.
Wow.
Not one of them. And if you want to know how procurement is done in this country and how many of these people benefit, hear how Dr. Alfred does break it down to you tonight. Listen, Jamaican, good night. I don't want you to go anywhere because I'm going to break some news tonight. I'm asking you to call Chris Zaka. I'm asking you all to call the Sagicor Foundation tonight, Jamaica. Because when I am through Sagicor, you're not going to believe what I've unearthed. Call Sagicor tonight. Ishmael, play it for us, please.
This 4 of Christopher.
Of course.
This has been UC on life support.
What is so and so?
What Dr. Alfred does explain to you, isn't that what's happening in the Ministry of Agriculture? Isn't that what's happening in RADA? Where the procurement guidelines are not being followed, emergencies are being quoted, and what happens? There's no documentary evidence.
Yes.
This is what the Auditor General is speaking about. They literally confuse the process, make the process chaotic for there to be no paper trail. So there is a commonality of Floyd Green and a commonality of Floyd Green, and there's equally a commonality of Christopher.
Of course.
So when, I think I need to send Floyd Green this episode for him to understand how the procurement processes are being scammed. But Jamaica, you think that is what I come here about tonight? The Manchester boys, Courtney. Because you might not know about the Manchester boys. Ishmael, are you aware that Christopher and Carl Bruce were best friends at Manchester High School? The Manchester, no man, Ishmael, find back those pictures, the Manchester boys. Dr. Hunter, not tonight, call me tomorrow in Midday Connection. I'll facilitate you in Midday Connection tomorrow, Dr. Hunter. Because Jamaica, according to Dr. Hunter, stop. The Manchester boys, Ishmael, work with me now, please. I want everybody to see tonight the truth about the Manchester boys. Let me find it and tag Ishmael tonight because he needs to have those pictures about the Manchester boys. Now, Jamaica. Good night, Sagicor. Good night, Chris Zaka. Good night, Sagicor Foundation. But I'm going to protect the money that Sagicor is giving to these institutions. Because what happened to Shaggy also happened to Sagicor. What happened to Shaggy happened. And Ishmael, work with me. Manchester boys. Work with me. Put up Manchester boys first. The Manchester boys. Dr. Carl Bruce is the chief medical officer at the UA Hospital. Dr. Carl Bruce is the best friend of Chris Stockton. The Manchester boys, right? And you're not going to put up that first, Ishmael. You're going to put up the picture of Sagicor legacy run in 2023. In 2023, Jamaica, Sagicor had a legacy run. You know what is called a legacy run? You know what is called legacy run, Jamaica? See there. And work with me. Something the Edna charity run. Right, Jamaica? The beneficiaries of the 2023 charity run were said to be the UA Hospital Pediatric Ward or Unit Courtney, and the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts, with a groundbreaking $91.85 million raised for the run, Jamaica. Listen to this. The run raised $91.85 million. Are you aware how much of that 91.85 million the UE hospital got? Are you aware? Are you aware tonight? Now, Jamaica, in a report that I got, Jamaica, listen to this and listen to this well. In a report that I saw, Jamaica, I couldn't take out everything, but I took out this part. The Department of Child Health, along with the Edna College of Visual and Performing Arts, were the beneficiaries of the legacy run in 2023. A promotional video depicting the great need for that assistance, given the state of the age temporary structure of the department, which had been occupied for over 50 years. Ishmael put up that piece of document now. Was used to engage the public for sponsorship. $75 million targeted was exceeded, and the funds were handed over to the UHWI hospital. You hear that? The monies were handed over from Sagicor to the UE hospital. It is said in the child's report, the funds were hijacked and diverted for the pediatric ward. So Sagicor handed over the funds. But I am asking you tonight, I am asking the consultants in the pediatric ward. When the funds were handed over by Sagicor in 2023, was it hijacked or was it used for the pediatric ward? If I go on based on what I am hearing, the pediatric ward that Sagicor gave the money for and the funds today still hasn't been fixed. The funds were diverted, Courtney. The consultants are upset, Jamaica. The senior consultants in the pediatric ward are heartbroken. The funds were hijacked. Ishmael put up somewhere so people can see. And diverted from the pediatric ward. The senior director of clinical services did not seek consensus from the department, but further informed us that the manner in which the funds would be used. This resulted in a formal objection dated the 20th of June 2023 and signed by the consultant pediatricians being sent to the board, to which there has been no response today.
Wow.
Who is the senior clinical consultant? Who, Jamaica? Is it the Manchester boys? Is it Dr. Carl Bruce, Jamaica? Is it Dr. Carl Bruce who diverted the funds of the pediatric ward that was to set up Jamaica, set up the pediatric ward for the children of this country?
Wow.
So I want to ask you, go to the pediatric ward. Go to the pediatric ward and tell me if the money that Sagicor and the resources that Sagicor gave to the pediatric ward, if it is dear Jamaica, to date, nothing.
So I never watched this, you know. So I catch up, you know, people. So alright, so allegedly. So this happened now and then. So that's why Sagicor put out information say 75 million did send to buy the CT scanner. We need that documentation. We need that documentation.
Yeah, the resources, Jamaica.
We need that documentation.
Sagicor handed just as how Shaggy handed the resources to Bustamante Children's Hospital. Handed the resources, Jamaica. And there is no MRI or CT damn scan fucking machine tonight. Who hijacked the pediatric consultants' resources to fix up the ward for the children? I am asking you tonight, Jamaica.
Alright, so what me want to know, see? Two things. Them say them buy CT scan. Who made the decision to buy a CT scan? And why didn't they fix up the children's ward instead of buying the CT scan? The entire ward being fixed up, wouldn't that have been benefiting the children more instead of buying one CT scan? They said them buy a CT scan, right? Or was it more than one CT scan? How much CT scan them buy? That's our next thing too. More than one CT scan them buy? Or one? And if I want, I must want a really expensive one. Right? Because I look up the price then. So we need to see the receipts. We need the invoice. We need the invoice, and I am questioning why would they not fix up the ward? It would make sense to me more for them to fix up the ward than buy one CT scan. Unless they just not have no CT scan. And if they not have no CT scan, if they bought one CT scan, why did they only buy one?
aware of this? Is Sagicor aware of this? Is Christaka aware of this? Is Sagicor Foundation aware of this?
Wow.
Can you imagine Jamaica? Can you imagine Courtney?
Terrible.
Who is the senior medical consultant who diverted the funds? Who changed what was to be done with the resources? Who, Jamaica? They must answer tonight. They must show Sagicor Foundation what was done with the pediatric ward. I am finished, Jamaica. I am finished with these fucking Tutsis. I am finished with them. I am done with them, Jamaica. This is cruelty.
Me done too. People, soon in the morning, and I mean that. Tomorrow morning, trust me, I'm going the live that I had planned for tonight, well, this evening at 6 p.m., I am going to shift the time to 8 a.m. in the morning. Alright? So, trust me, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Sooner or later, here TikTok, early in the morning. YouTube, early in the morning now. 6 hours from now, well. Alright, let me see. Either 8 or 9 o'clock. We can't go no further than 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I have to start the live. So between 8 and 9 a.m., we're up. And we're live. See you later here, people. Thanks for being here. Bless up on yourself, alright? TikTok later. Bye, Yvonne. Bye, everyone. Let me see who there. Yvonne there. See you, man.